What's up, you guys? Let's talk today about Justin Sun talking about USDD stablecoin in the wake of the Luna UST explosion implosion. If you're new, hit the bell, subscribe, and hit the like button. I promise you this channel's as good as any you're subscribed to. And if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. Justin Sun talks USDD stablecoin in the wake of Luna UST unravel. The controversial crypto entrepreneur explains how an algorithmic stablecoin can still succeed while denying rumors that he was behind the depegging of Terra's failed UST. So basically, what's interesting is Justin Sun gets a lot of hate, right? So now he's responsible for the depegging. They're trying to peg on him the depegging problem of UST, of Terra Luna. He's the big bad monster, the big bad wolf that lurks behind the scenes with maybe Binance too, which I think Binance, by the way, is going to come in handy for USDD and all the Tron projects and Bittorrent and everything, because there's a hidden relationship there that I've been talking to you guys about for many, many months, and there's little glimmers of proof of this because of the involvement that they have together on certain projects, doing things like synchronized swimmers together, and I won't get into that on this video, but so let's just say that when an industry tries to attack an individual over and over and over again, where there's smoke, there's fire, but not in a way that you or I need to be worried about. And instead, I believe that the smoke, and where there's smoke, there's fire, just means that there's basically entities in the industry that are jealous, frustrated perhaps, that they are not positioned the way that most of Justin Sun's projects are, and even though a lot of them have not come to fruition in the way that most would love to see, I can tell you, and I've been saying this, and I'm a big believer in this in business because I've lived it, things that get shot out of a cannon basically get killed, and there's many examples of that, recent and past, and I'm not just talking about the stable coins, just projects in general. And what you need to wrap your mind around, if you're ever sitting there driving yourself completely berserk, or if the industry's driving you berserk because the articles are just terrible or not very flattening for Bittorrent or Tron and the way you'd like to see it, just remember, they popped in around 2017. There's been no wild swings where I know you'd love to have seen Tron go to $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 by now. I'm sure you would have loved to have seen a Bittorrent go to 20 cents, 50 cents, $1. I mean, you want to see it go as high as possible, all of them. So do I get it, I understand, but what I'm trying to say to you is, because they didn't start off that way, and because the ascend has been more of an up down and more gradual than just an explosion to the moon, that puts you and puts me and puts all of us together in a position that I think is far more advantageous, far more secure, and the likelihood is way higher of success, where you're going to have these tokens, and yes, I'm talking about Bittorrent, I'm talking about Tron, eventually go to the moon and ascend and stay there and grow and become more valuable. That's what we want. What we don't want is, we don't want to be in a situation where something flies up, you get excited, you don't sell, you think, oh my God, this is great, I just made $3 million or $400,000 or whatever the case is, and you hodl because you think it looks good, and you say to yourself, look what it did so quickly. I mean, it can only get better over time, and it's a great project, and you start to drink the Kool-Aid, and then you hold on, and then you get slaughtered. And that's what happens to most people. So instead, I believe the psychology of these coins, if these coins were an individual, if they were conscious cryptos, not bad. Okay, so if they were conscious cryptos, I think they would have a great personality, because they would have the characteristics that you should be looking for in a project, which allows you to hang on and be more safe in the way that they're behaving, as opposed to all these risky behaviors that are out there with a lot of different coins and projects that end up just making everything very bad. So let me get back to it. In late April, Sun announced that the blockchain he founded, Tron, would be creating its own algorithmic stablecoin, USDD. The controversial project drew criticism for its likeness to the Terra stablecoin UST, which until this past week was the largest decentralized stablecoin by market capitalization. In a Lehman Brother-like moment for the crypto markets, UST lost its peg to the US dollar on Tuesday, catalyzing a painful death spiral, but wiped out the 30 trillion Terra ecosystem. Think about that, you guys. $30 trillion, including its once white-hot Luna token. A wave of extreme fear among traders led to the steep declines across all cryptocurrencies. Sure, because what happens? Everyone panics, the price gets driven down further, you have your stop losses kick in. It's a mess. It's like a chain reaction. It's like an earthquake that takes out a couple floors, and everything just begins to reverse stack and crumble and implode upon itself. Not good. You'll never see this, in my opinion, with Tron or Bittorrent or anything that they touch. But Sun is an optimist. I still believe in algorithmic stablecoins, he told CoinDesk in a Zoom interview, which was scheduled before any of the market turmoil surfaced. According to its white paper, Sun's stablecoin would maintain its peg by minting a burn process that would convert 1 USDD to $1 worth of TRX, the native token of the Tron blockchain. Conversely, $1 worth of TRX would be burned to mint 1 USDD. See? As of Saturday morning, the market cap of USDD reached 270 million. According to the data from CoinMarketCap, that's a fraction of the market cap of UST prior to last week's collapse, and for now represents little threat to the asset-backed stablecoins USDT. See, there's always projects with, that's why I keep saying with Bittorrent and with Tron, don't worry about the size of a float, because you cannot evaluate things on where they are now. There are always going to be projects that pop up that will require a big float, and then will require a lot of burning to occur for the project to progress and have its utility run the way it's been designed to run. So despite by the way, so this is because I'm not going to read the whole article here. This is CoinDesk, as I always share my sources, and I want you guys to understand something. If you were the kind of person that would panic in the beginning of the internet because something went bust, thinking that everything else will, you would have learned by now through your travels, or you should have, but as human beings we forget easily. I want to remind you, don't get caught up in the negativity of moments. Don't think that because something happened negative with a crypto that it's Tron and TRX, Bittorrent, BTT, USDD, and I'm not going to list everything, are going to experience the same fate. Remember, there's Netscapes and there's Googles. See you next time. Thanks for watching.